Hey you guys, hope you're having a great day. My name is Adam Schaffer and this is my buddy Justin, and we are kicking off BNI Pro Chats, episode number 1. Justin, tell me a little bit about what you do.
Thanks, Adam. My name is Justin Mondor. I am from Brickhouse Gym Inc. in Regina, Saskatchewan. Brickhouse Gym is a world-class facility, and I am a member of BNI Queen City here in Regina. It's a fantastic chapter, and one thing real quick, Adam, you know what today is?
I believe you signed up around spring. Tell me, what is today?
That's right. Today is actually the day a year ago that Adam invited me as a visitor to my first BNI meeting.
I absolutely am super proud about that. You're one of my biggest accomplishments in BNI, and it's not about what you do in BNI, it's about who you can bring to the table as well. Guys, I'm Adam Schaffer. I'm with Apeq Products, building material manufacturer and distributor for Alberta. I'm also with Vipeq Canada. We exclusively manufacture a product called Thermal Cork Shield, an amazing high-end functioning finish for your exterior walls. I'm in BNI Musketeers out of Calgary, Alberta, and my perfect connections are contractors and anybody that owns a building. Justin, I've been a member of your gym for, since it opened. How many years is that now?
It's actually also the 3-year anniversary of having our gym open. So it's a big accomplishment this month for a few things. We got the BNI anniversary, we got the gym anniversary, lots of things going on.
So springtime seems like a fresh start for many things. It was a fresh start for you with BNI a year ago, and you're brand new. It is a world-class gym, and you guys are going to see it eventually. Make sure you subscribe and pay attention.
Yeah.
Justin, with BNI, it's got a number of core values.
Yes, sir.
What is your favorite? What is the main reason that keeps you going with BNI?
I always circle back to the giver's gain there, Adam. Giver's gain
is the fundamental.
It is. It's the top on the list. It's the cream of the crop. It's the one thing that if everybody focuses on the giving part, BNI becomes successful. What I mean by giving is it may not always be about a referral every day, but are you bringing the visitors? Are you doing the educational units? Are you, even as simple as writing a Google review for your fellow chapter members? Those are all ways to gain, or to give, sorry. And, it's just whatever you call it, the law of attraction. If you're always focused on giving, the getting and gaining will come naturally. Nothing bugs me more when one of the chapter members seems to be more focused to the gaining side. They seem to lose interest, and then we tend to lose them as a member. But the giving part really gives the feel-good moment. If you want to have something to be grateful for at night, you're thinking about all the giving that you did, and it's just a very positive mindset to be under.
You hit the nail on the head actually earlier when you said, that it's not just about what the referrals you're getting, which is turning into thank you for closed business. It's also about the CEUs. To me, you're absolutely right. The CEUs and all of the public speaking and the personal growth somebody does is often going to benefit them more than anything. So give your time, give your effort, and give your energy, and you're going to gain. BNI is going to develop those skills. 4 years ago, before I joined BNI, I couldn't publicly speak. I remember running out of breath during my first presentation because I didn't even know how to breathe and talk at the same time. Now often I still run out of breath, but that's just because I'm so passionate about what I speak with. Now my core value is going to be accountability.
Yeah.
Obviously we have a plethora to choose from, but accountability is the one thing that does set BNI apart from just a group of buddies that I'm going to dinner with or going to coffee with every week. Accountability is what drives anybody to go to work in the morning, to pay their bills. And when you're sitting around with a group of friends, you might not have, if you didn't do what was responsible of you that week, the conflict and confrontation from somebody calling you out may not be there. But with BNI, that's what it's all about. We show our stats. We prove that we are worth that seat that we hold.
The traffic lights. It's all about the traffic lights.
It truly is, and it's actually shouldn't be a bad thing if the traffic lights come up. It's not like you're getting a pink slip and you're kicked out if you're at the bottom, right? You can easily get up.
That's
something
right.
to work for.
It's just a reminder. I mean, the fact that we have the app that's been created for us, yes, it's a scoring system that works very good. It's just a reminder. I mean, you keep your eyes on it. Anything that's in repetition in your sight line for your eyes is going to be remembered, and it's going to be something you're going to be working towards. Adam, you've been being with BNI for a while, and you originally invited me. Do you remember how long it took to get me to come out to a meeting?
I most likely, the way that I am, if I believed in it, most likely a couple, 3-4 months after I joined, I was probably running and telling all my friends and family. So that was probably about 3 years it took me.
Yeah, I regrettably, my biggest regret in the last few years is not taking Adam up on this request sooner.
Remember that.
I can't honestly tell you why I was so reluctant, but never regret kind of your journey, and the fact that it took me that long, well, whatever. We're here today.
You can't look back, and everything does happen precisely when it should.
I've been with BNI for a year now, and I've had some great successes. Adam's had some great successes. Why don't you tell us about some of your accomplishments in BNI?
You're gonna have to jump to my biggest accomplishment, and it's not just because of the recognition. It's also because I can see it and feel it for weeks and months down the road. Biggest accomplishment has got to be, first off, getting my gold member status, which means 6 sponsored members, which means 6 people I was able to convince to come out as a visitor and actually paid the dues and joined BNI. And then after that, I kept going. I've developed a way of selling the confidence and the worth of every seat. I've actually managed to get 13 sponsors, and at 12 I got double platinum. You get a little bit of gold and a little bit of diamonds, but like I said, the best and the most proud thing is the fact that people like Justin, right? It took me 3 years to get him out. Did I back down? Did my shoulders break under that pressure? No, I kept convincing him and telling him it is worth him to get out. I told him that as a gym owner, if he's not taking that seat, somebody else is going to take that seat, and they're going to be getting this business. And the fact that I'm hearing from other members and him how active he is and how amazing that he's doing in BNI, that's enough to drive me. It's not just about the gold and about the recognition. It is about the people whose lives I know that I've changed by getting them in there. Justin, tell me about what your most recent and proud accomplishment was.
Well, I seem to be getting a few over the last 6 months.
Rockstar.
Currently top of the traffic lights in our entire province of Saskatchewan, which I believe has 180 members, if I'm correct to the day.
And that's against people. Cool. You've been in for a year. Yeah. And it's not against, but that is compared to people that have been part of BNI for 3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah, at least that's 4 to 5 for sure. Yeah.
And how does that happen? You're just naturally doing what you do.
Yeah, I don't really go out of my normal. It's stuff that I like doing anyways. It's just now it's just more focused to the people in BNI and making sure that is my network that I'm referring for business. As a gym owner, I mean, I'm having people come up to me saying they're looking to buy a house, they're looking to build a garage, and they need the electrical or they need the siding. Anybody with an older home, we can refer them to Adam for his amazing cork spray product. So it's just natural conversations. And as any kind of business owner, it gives me great pride to have a handful, actually 3 to 4 handfuls of people that I can trust to do business.
That's exactly right. Justin, I got to break in here because that's actually one reason I've been able to convince people to even come out as a visitor. Okay, Adam, it's a networking group. I've got to give up my time. I've got to pay money. What is the value to me? And I jot off a lot, and you're going to have to pay attention, and you're going to have to write them all down as we have these episodes here, guys. But one of the number one things of value is the fact that if I'm at a family dinner, I got a dozen people sitting around me, and I hear one of them say, you know what, guys, I got this project going on, and I would absolutely love to find somebody in this service that I can find accountable. Well, what do? I reach into my pocket, And I find, like Justin said, not just out of my chapter, but I got multiple chapters to find somebody in that sector. Before I even go there though, I actually reach out to my chapter's group chat, and I often have 3 or 4 different people to refer my family member to, and I know that they're accountable. That is absolutely priceless, and you do get paid in direct relation to the amount of problems you solve. So you're not getting paid by the hour, but trust me, it comes back to you, just like Giver's Gain.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, that's one of my greatest awards, and
You got more than the traffic lights,
you'll
buddy.
see this little club here beside me. This here is known as the Grand Slam bat. This bat is awarded to members that get a Grand Slam is referred to the highest number of CEUs in the week, the highest number of referrals, the highest number of thank you for closed business, the highest number of one-to-ones, and lastly, the most number of visitors. That is a Grand Slam. And
In 1 week.
I've had this bat in my possession for, don't count me accurate on this, but I want to think about 3 to 4 months, and nobody's claimed that spot.
I'll count you accurate, but I won't quote you.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
sounds good. So
Looks like there's only a couple names on that.
yeah, there's only 4 names on it right now, and this chapter has been in standing for I think about 4 years. So it's about 1 name a year. I'm willing to give it up. Anybody come after me and grab this bat, but it just hasn't happened yet. So
And the thing about it, guys, like he said though, you know, that's not even overachieving. I often tell people, again, while I'm inviting them out, because they do know that there's some accountability involved, I often tell people that every single week you most likely are listening to an hour's worth of podcast. Well, there's a CEU, okay? Most likely you are connecting with somebody to another person. If you are an active entrepreneur and a really busy businessman, you probably are connecting at least 2 people a week. Well, there's a referral. Okay, what else is there that just naturally comes down the line? Doing good work. One of the top keys of being in BNI is doing the work that you say you're going to do at the price that you quoted. Well, I mean, that's what this is all about.
yeah, it's about building that trust factor. Is that what you got for your tip of the week? Where are we at?
My tip of the week, and we're going to have these in plethora, and they're going to be coming from a couple, you know, obviously you can tell that we're a couple younger men. We like to consider ourselves present day Canadian hardworking individuals, you guys, and we are, you know, obviously out here speaking for BNI. You know, they're not telling us to do this, but
No.
we just genuinely put this together because we want anybody in the BNI network to get a little bit more out of it.
Yeah, we did ask for permission to do this, these BNI episodes, and again, I mean, the American podcasts are great, but they don't always speak to the landscape in Canada, the economy. So that's what we're going to try to cover for you guys. And again, just like you said, more of a present day perspective. Not saying anybody's perspective is bad, but this is just our own little
Present day,
perspective.
modern, a little bit, maybe a younger viewpoint, but let's
Yeah.
not get into that. So, leading the way, I do want to get to my tip. And obviously, we've talked about credentials. I have gotten 30 individuals to join BNI. So, I am also the visitor host of my chapter. I do absolutely thrive and I feel passion on talking about BNI and actually getting people to join. Because I truthfully think that if you are an entrepreneur that cares about their business, you can find a little bit more money for marketing, you can find a little bit more time to push your business, right? So my tip of the week is going to be getting a visitor out. And when you are selling BNI, that is exactly what you got to do. Sell it. Talk about it with confidence. Don't walk up to your buddy and say, hey man, can I please bug you for 30 seconds and tell you about this group that, you know, and I know people do this. They sigh. They think that it's a pain in the person's butt. They honestly think that it is an inconvenience to that person to come to BNI. It's when you actually completely turn that around and make it the opposite. You approach them like they would be lucky to hold that seat in your chapter. Talk about it with everybody you know. If you don't like to do that, then you're not going to be a rock star getting a ton of people out and networking. But if you want to be that guy, I'm talking about it with my friends, with my family, with any other entrepreneur I know. Yes, a number of them don't care, but who do you think I care about? The people that do and the people that join. So my tip of the week is going to be talk about BNI passionately and sell that seat with confidence. Okay, BNI members, if you have an open seat, you guys can probably find somebody. You're just not looking hard enough and you're not selling that seat.
Yeah.
Justin, what do you got for us?
Well, that rolls right into my tip because My tip is simply just looking at your Rolodex. Take your Rolodex out, and I don't mean your actual Rolodex, your phone, your
black book.
Your last 6 months of text messages. Compare that list, know what those people do, compare it with what your chapter is looking for, and you'll find people to line up. It's not really that hard.
That's a very analytical and easy way to do it.
Yeah.
It just would take some time.
It's not about going out and discovering somebody that you've never met before, because then you have to rebuild a whole trust factor. Take the people that you're DMing on Facebook, DMing on Instagram, chatting on Facebook,
Liking their posts,
messaging
because, their business posts.
Yeah, anybody that you're already interacting with. If you already have a client base, and some of them are business owners, you probably know what their business is, and you should invite them. Another thing, pet peeve of mine, is when somebody in BNI says, "I don't know if that person would appreciate joining," and I'm saying, it's not up for you to decide. We are providing a great experience here at BNI where
It's worth it. It's worth their time, and that's exactly what has to change. Exactly what I said is you gotta stop walking up to them like you're inconveniencing them. You walk up to them like you have the next best thing. It's better than the next magazine ad. It's better than the next radio ad. It's better than the next social media post. It's BNI. How else do you have 20 to 40 individuals selling for you? Right now, because I was in his chapter, BNI Queen City, for 3 years before I joined my chapter. I like to believe that I've got, because of those 2 chapters, 20 to 40 people talking about my business this week behind my back in a positive way.
Yeah, so it's a purely from the heart, again, giving people the business. So you should be screaming it from the mountaintops. If you are a BNI member, which if you're watching this podcast, you should be. If you're thinking about joining BNI, watch this podcast, because you should be. We're not getting paid here to be telling you guys this. This is just from the heart. 2 guys that discovered something that's outside of social media. It's outside of radio. It's outside of TV. It's outside of direct mail. This is a marketing plan that works, and I mean it's coming from top level business people. So
all over the world, how many people are in BNI? There's thousands of members. There's in thousands of countries.
I think there's 8,000 chapters.
8,000 chapters.
Pretty sure.
In almost every country around the world. Now, one of the best things about joining BNI is we get to visit all those chapters. As a BNI member, I got to give another tip.
Okay.
Take advantage. You got to let me break the rules. Take advantage of your BNI network. And if you are not already visiting another BNI chapter in your region a week or outside of your region, then get on it. That's free. It comes with the membership, you guys.
Yeah. A lot of chapters are doing Zoom, so it's not like you have to physically fly there. But if you're taking a vacation, look up chapters in that city that you're going and see if you can pop in for a meeting. I know it's been done, so don't think that anything is off the table. Whether you can do business with that chapter or not, it's just great to connect with people and see what you can give to that group that is in.
And you never know what kind of relationships come of it, you guys. Some of the craziest businesses ever happened on this planet have not been planned negotiations. Sit down at the table, offer what you got, and see what that table has to offer you. This is quite the introduction.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to go?
So Adam, in your BNI chapter, you have a specific role, I have a specific role. Let's just talk about that real quick.
So I am actually the visitor host.
Okay.
Due to those credentials, the fact that I am able to actually express what BNI can offer somebody and get a normal average everyday guy out and actually commit to it, they put me in the visitor host seat, which means during the weekly meetings, you are going to be tossed into a breakout room or put off to the side if it's an in-person meeting with another group of people. That's going to include myself and a couple other individuals of my chapter, and we're going to explain the pricing, the do's and the don'ts, and how you actually join BNI. So it's actually a role of mine now to walk people down the path, and I guess you could call it in a salesman's point of view, to close that deal.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's
What's your role,
no
buddy?
shame in that. My role, actually, just recently, a month ago, I was appointed to be an ambassador. So I'm an ambassador for a Regina chapter called BNI Business Builders. That chapter just started up, and I'm in there to educate these people on how I got my success with BNI. No fluff, no BS, just straight up the tips that worked for me. Same as we're doing for what you guys here on camera, I guess, are doing. But you know, you mentioned about it being a visitor host. You're talking about the fees. Why on earth would somebody pay to be in BNI?
That's such a great question, and it's actually almost my complete business model outside of BNI. Exclusivity, you get what you pay for, you know, a little bit of quality, right? You get the BNI brand, like I said. You're obviously, first off, you are the only person that can hold that seat, that sector in that chapter. Okay, so there is exclusivity. If there's an open seat for a plumber, there can only be one plumber in that chapter. Now we do want to eliminate tire kickers, okay? We also want people that can put their money where their mouth is. But you get education, you get the weekly meetings, and you get everybody's network out of this. So for the price you pay, I don't tell anybody in my visitor host meetings at the end of the chapter when I'm trying to close those deals, I don't tell people to consider joining BNI. I tell them to find a chapter that has an open seat for them and join it. It's like Warren Buffett says about the stock market. It's not about being in or out, it's about being in, okay?
Yeah, that fee is, I'm surprised it's not even more than it is, because you can have, you know, people in your chapter can mentor you. They can hold you accountable.
How much does a business coach cost?
Oh, you cannot get a business coach for less than $500 a month. So that's just a small example, and that's just one part of it. I mean, you know, the coaching, to be able to find a top level entrepreneur in your area that does something that you just want to ask their advice. That's the benefit of being in the group. And I mean, it's almost a priceless thing. BNI Business Builder too. I mean,
how many courses are on there?
Oh man, too many courses to even list. I mean, yes, some of it is targeted to BNI, but those sales courses, business building courses can also help in your day-to-day sales life.
Every single episode and every single CEO I listen to on BNI Business Builder gives me at least one takeaway. You know, who's that up to though? That's up to me to listen to them and up to me to actually take something away. And so that's worth the membership fee alone.
Absolutely. How about public speaking courses?
And that's what I said. Like I said, my first presentation, 10-minute presentation, I ran out of breath. I literally had to bend over because I forgot how to talk and breathe at the same time, and I was extremely nervous. Well, now, I win presentations awfully at my weekly meetings, and I often am scripting them about 5 minutes before the meeting. That's not a tip. I can just do that, all right?
Yeah, that just comes from experience.
It does, and that's exactly it. My first couple of years, I was writing down word for word and timing out my presentations. I can wing it now, and I can speak for 45 seconds about my business fluently, and you'll be sold.
Yeah. All right, guys, I think we're going to wrap it up here. Just one last reminder of who we are. I am Justin Mondor of Brickhouse Gym, BNI Queen City, ambassador for BNI Business Builders. Again, that's Regina, Saskatchewan, Canada, for anybody that does not remember. And my good friend here, Adam. Adam, you are?
Adam Schaffer, Apeq Products and Vipeq Canada. We manufacture and exclusively distribute Vipeq's thermal cork shield. Yeah. You guys, I want you to subscribe and pay attention. I don't want to throw too much out, but BNI members are going to have the chance to be beside us talking with us on every episode. That's the plan.
That's right, guys. So we're going to have our email in the description below. So if you'd like to be a guest, shoot us an email with your name, your business, your location, what chapter you're in, anything you want to tell us about yourself so we can see how we can get you fitted into one of our episodes. As well, guys, we are not charging for this podcast whatsoever, but there is a fee. The fee is that we're asking you to share it to your chapter. As simple as that. You know, go to your chapter meeting and say, "Hey guys, I discovered these young cool guys."
And if you find this valuable, right, we want you to listen to it, to listen to the tips. We're all part of BNI. We feel like there's a comradeship as there is. We're just trying to lay it out from a different perspective, and we're also trying to show the world that BNI is cool. Right? It's not just a breakfast club full of suits, all right? There's a few suits, and I happen to get along with them, but BNI is just a different, it's a different networking group, guys.
All right, guys, that wraps it up. Thanks for your time.
Thank you guys for watching.
Peace out.
See you next week.